HOA violation notice. Number 7. I want you to look at your front door right now. Go on, I'll wait. Is there anything taped to it? A flyer? A notice? Something you didn't put there? Good. Keep it that way. Because 6 months ago, I started finding folded pieces of paper taped to my door every Tuesday morning. Cream-colored, official-looking, a little seal in the corner that said Ashwood Grove Homeowners Association. The problem is, Ashwood Grove doesn't have a homeowners association anymore. Hasn't for 11 years. And the things listed on those notices, they weren't about my lawn. They weren't about my fence, or my trash cans, or the color I painted my shutters. They were about my living room, my kitchen, my bedroom. Things you could only know if you were standing inside my house, watching me. Let me tell you how it started. I moved into 14 Birch Hollow Court in March. Nice house. 2 stories, a little dated, but the bones were good. That's what the inspector said. Good bones. I think about that phrase a lot now. The neighborhood is one of those older subdivisions, built in the late 80s, where half the streets don't connect to anything and there's a cul-de-sac in the back that just stops. Dead ends into a wall of pine trees. Nobody in the neighborhood could really tell me why. Anyway, 3 weeks after I moved in, I found the first notice taped to my door. Violation notice number 1. Ashwood Grove Homeowners Association. 14 Birch Hollow Court. I figured, okay, fine. Some leftover paranoid neighbor playing HOA vigilante. The violation was something dumb. Unapproved window treatment. Living room, east-facing window. I didn't even have curtains up yet. I laughed about it. Posted a photo in the neighborhood Facebook group asking who was in charge of this thing. Nobody answered. A week later, notice number 2. Unapproved furniture placement. Living room. Please reposition sofa away from north wall per community aesthetic guidelines. I remember standing in my living room, notice in my hand, actually turning around to look at my sofa. It was against the north wall, exactly where the notice said it shouldn't be. How would anyone know that from outside? I checked my windows, blinds closed. I checked if maybe a neighbor could see in from an angle. No. My house sits on a slope. Nobody can see into that room. Not without standing inside it. I told myself it was a coincidence, a generic complaint that happened to match. Then came notice number 3, and that's when the laughing stopped. Notice 3 didn't come on a Tuesday. It came at 3 a.m. on a Thursday. I know the time because the sound woke me up. A soft, rhythmic thump, thump, thump against my front door, like someone tapping it into place. I lay there in the dark for a long time before I got up. That kind of silence, you know the kind. The house holding its breath kind of silence. My heart was so loud I thought it might wake the neighbors. I opened the door. Nobody there. Just the notice, already taped up, edges fluttering slightly like it had been there long enough to catch a breeze. Violation notice number 3. Interior. Bedroom. 2nd floor. Unapproved nightlight left illuminated after 11 p.m. Please remove immediately. Darkness is a community standard. Darkness is a community standard. I read that line maybe 20 times. because I did leave a nightlight on. In my bedroom, upstairs. A room with the shades pulled down, blackout curtains, the whole setup. Because I don't love total darkness, if I'm honest with you. Nobody could see that light from outside. Nobody could see it from the street, from a neighbor's yard, from a drone, from anywhere except one place. Standing at the foot of my bed. I didn't sleep that night. I sat in my kitchen with every light in the house on, and I started searching. Old permit records, county archive sites, anything with the words Ashwood Grove HOA. What I found made my stomach drop. The HOA had dissolved.
Just renumbered. 14 Birch Hollow used to be 7 Ashwood Grove Circle. Notice number 7. I sat there at 4 a.m. doing that math in my head. And I felt something I can only describe as the floor tilting under me, even though I know it didn't move. Because if the board died before the demolition, if the HOA legally dissolved with them, then who has been folding these notices? Who has been walking up my porch steps at 3 in the morning, taping cream-colored paper to my door, describing the exact placement of my sofa, my nightlight, my life? I want to tell you I called someone, a cop, a priest, anybody. I didn't. Not yet. Instead, I did something worse. I started listening to my house. You know how a house sounds when it settles at night? The pops, the ticks, pipes clicking as they cool. You learn to tune it out. It becomes furniture noise, background. 2 nights after I found that newspaper clipping, I heard something that wasn't furniture noise. A low mechanical whir coming from the basement. Rhythmic, almost like breathing, if breathing had gears in it. Whir, click, whir, click. I stood at the top of the basement stairs, holding my phone flashlight like it was a weapon, and I swear to you, the sound stopped the second I opened the door. Not faded, stopped. Like it knew. Like it was waiting to see if I'd come down. I went down anyway. Cold hit me first. That basement cold that sits in your chest, heavier than regular cold. I checked the furnace. Fine. Water heater? Fine. Then I noticed it. A section of drywall along the north basement wall, the wall directly under my living room, under that sofa the notices kept mentioning, had a seam that didn't match the rest. Slightly different texture, slightly newer. I put my ear against it. Whir. Click. Something was running inside that wall. Something had been running inside that wall this whole time. I didn't sleep in that house again for 3 days. I stayed at a hotel, telling myself I needed space to think. What I actually needed was to not be in that house when the 4th notice arrived.
But notices don't need permission, and they don't wait for you to be home. On the fourth day, I went back with a hammer, a work light, and, I'm not proud of this, 3 glasses of whiskey in me for courage. It took less effort than I expected. The drywall was old, brittle, clearly patched decades ago by someone in a hurry. Behind it, a shallow cavity, maybe 2 feet deep. And inside that cavity, coated in
30 years of dust and spiderweb, sat a fax machine. Plugged in, powered on, a tiny green light still blinking, patient, like it had been blinking since before I was born. Beside it, a phone line spliced directly into the house's original wiring. Wiring that, according to the inspection report, should not still be active. And on the floor of that cavity, curling with age but perfectly legible, sat a stack of papers. Dozens of them. Violation notices. Some dated years before I ever bought the house. Some dated for addresses that didn't exist yet. Some dated for next week. I found one addressed to me, sitting there, waiting. Already printed. Already dated. 3 days. The moment I found it, violation notice number 7. Final notice. 14 Birch Hollow Court. Occupant. Repeated failure to comply with community expectations. The board respectfully requests occupant's presence at the original residence for final review. I looked at the machine. The little green light, still blinking. And as I stood there, it started to print another page. I haven't gone back down to that basement since. I've thought about calling a demolition crew, ripping the whole wall out, smashing that machine into pieces small enough it could never print anything again. But here's the thing that keeps me up. The thing that made me finally tell you all this. The board that died? They died in the show home, the one my house replaced. Which means whatever ended them wasn't the machine itself. The machine is just how they keep track of who's living in the house they used to watch over, of who hasn't left yet. I still get notices every Tuesday. I've stopped reading past the first line, but 2 nights ago, I heard that whirring sound again, and this time, when I stood at the basement door, it didn't stop. It got faster. So if you ever move into an older neighborhood, one with a cul-de-sac that dead ends for no reason, one with a show home nobody talks about, do me a favor. Check your basement walls before you unpack. And if you ever find a violation notice on your door, describing something only someone standing inside your house could know, don't read notice number 7. Good night. Lock your doors.